What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. We did a video yesterday and we're getting a lot of comments. People want me to do another video heading into these earnings for Tuesday. So we're less than one business day away. So we're going to be giving you guys a further update, some more things I'm seeing. I'm also going to be talking about some of the comments that I've been seeing about the EPS. Could come in a little bit better than expected. We'll also talk about some negatives that we will be seeing on these earnings. So we're just going to be covering a more in-depth detail of yesterday's video. So it should be interesting. Let's try and get this video to 1,000 likes. Be sure to drop a comment. I'm going to be commenting back to as many people as I can. Let me know what you're doing for earnings. Are you guys, selling the rip? Are you holding through? Do you think the Fed is going to crash the market the next day? I want to hear your comments. Let's try and get this channel to 15,000 subscribers. Let's go. All right, guys. So I'm even getting updated right now. I thought the Fed meeting for some reason was going to be on Monday. I haven't been following the market too close, but I'm, starting to look more into it. And as we can see, another jumbo Fed rate hike is expected next week. And then life gets difficult for Powell. So if we scroll down a little bit, it says that the Fed decision will come at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. So how does that correlate to SoFi's earnings? Okay, so SoFi have a full day of earnings because they're announcing Tuesday pre-market. So Tuesday we shouldn't get too much manipulation. If Fed, Powell says some, very negative things, bigger rate hikes in December, we could lose a significant portion of those gains Wednesday. So that's just something to think about, guys. Remember, this is what's been controlling the stock market for what, 6 to 8 months? These nonstop 75 basis point rate hikes. These just keep happening. Maybe they'll start talking about a 50 in the future, December or January, and maybe that helps the market not sell off so aggressively like we get, most of the time. All right, guys, I want to go to SoFi's main home screen. This is the desktop, don't forget. And we're just going to refresh it and see what they're, marketing first. I want to see what they're marketing first right now on their home screen. So let's do that right now. So this is going to be a live reload. And we can see that the first page right now they're going after is remember to refinance and forget debt, and also correlating, 1 million in student debt. So it looks like they are really getting prepared for student loans to start back up, okay? And that's their main marketing aspect on their homepage right now, okay? So that's something to think about, okay? That's what the trend SoFi is seeing right now. They're trying to get on that trend very early, 2-3 months before they start resuming. And it looks like, that's where SoFi sees some, big profitability coming in next year. So that is the main marketing aspect that SoFi is using right now. All right, guys, we're going to be looking at Zacks investment research. These guys have been around for, decades. And we can see right now they actually have SoFi at a number 2 green buy, okay? The other ones are like a hold, sell very quickly, and this is like a strong buy. So this is pretty dang good right now for them to be at number 2 green, okay? I think the last couple of earnings, they've had SoFi in the yellow for a while. So, number 2 green, that is pretty solid. There's a couple headlines you can look at. I haven't been reading any of these headlines at all because, the bearish ones just don't make any sense because they basically correlate to the entire market. Once again, guys, here is the EPS for the last couple of quarters. Q3 2021, Q4, Q1, Q2, Q3. And you can see right here, it's been very easy for SoFi to beat. I really think they're beating these earnings because of, that online banking, data they have on the customers. They can track which trends, to go after, We know that some of the, lending business right now in certain sectors are completely dried up, 50% less, volume and stuff like that. So you can see right here, it says they beat their EPS by 1 cent for Q4. If we go over to Q1 this year, EPS was right on the penny, negative 14 cents. And then the last quarter, right on the money again, 12 cents. So like I said in my video yesterday, I think they're going to come in right at about 10 cents or 9 cents. So I just think SoFi is going to continue to beat these earnings right where these analysts want to be. And remember, guys, they could easily, cut their EPS in half if they wanted to, but, that's just coming with the losses are coming with scaling, hiring high quality employees and stuff like that. If they cut back on that, they could lose market share in the long run. So I want to see EPS, of course, go positive, but it could take another 2-3 quarters potentially. But let's just see what happens Tuesday. We're getting a lot of questions about institutional ownership. As you can see right now, it says institutional shares right now are at about 45%. So this is a big retail stock. Retail owns nearly half of the shares right now. Okay, so we're invested about $2.5 billion for retail. That is pretty insane. And we can see right now, the updated holdings. Nobody's really updated since the end of August, so we should most likely get a updated filing in the next couple of weeks after these earnings. SoftBank shares are right around 40 million or so, but as you can see, Vanguard, Silver Lake, BlackRock, all these guys were increasing. Vanguard 23% increase, BlackRock 78% increase, Vanguard 21% increase. So SoftBank, their 50 million shares that they dumped, this could have been going to these other big institutions, gobbling up some shares. So nobody's really sold out at all. These guys have been in the, SoFi stock for the past 2 years, and it just looks like they're waiting for the opportunity to, fully go all in. Maybe they're waiting on profitability. I'm not sure, but all I know is as the stock is going down, they are increasing ownership very, very slightly. This is another comment we've been getting, guys, on the YouTube video yesterday, and this is very interesting to me. Earnings whispers. These guys are pretty close on their earnings guesses and stuff. Maybe they've been tracking the banking earnings, like JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and stuff like that. Because Earnings Whisper has SoFi coming in at -6 cent loss, guys. You know that my estimate yesterday was about -9 cents, so maybe they're seeing massive profitability kicking in with the rates going higher, SoFi all in on their bank charter, deposits growing, net interest income, and possibly, that's going to be a blowout if SoFi comes in at 6 cents, guys. So they are coming in at 6 cent loss. The analyst estimate is 10 cents. The consensus, I'm at 9 cents. So people have been asking me what I think about Earnings Whispers. These guys are pretty in line on some of their earnings. I mean, I've been watching them the past couple of SoFi earnings, and they're usually just a penny or so off. And, if they're jumping up the consensus 4 cents, that is pretty huge. Maybe they're seeing a trend. And, a lot of these other fintechs, I've been slipping on their earnings, like Lending Club and Upstart. Man, these guys have been pulling back guidance insane. I mean, Upstart, for an example, I mean, these guys were at 300 million revenue, cut back to 230, and now their next earnings report, they're talking about 170 or something like that. So I think, we got a lot of good things heading our way, and this is another, bullish thing that I'm seeing. All right, guys, this is a, follow up on my video yesterday. Once again, just anybody trying to buy SoFi right now, you could have bought the stock 6 months ago at the same price we're at. So we are showing a little bit of support. We're not going down to 50 cents, $1, $2, $3, like, a lot of other SPAC companies out there. Members, I think, second highest quarter, 450, that's an A. Revenue 395, that's a record. 50 to 60% growth, that's an A. And like I said, my losses, I'm expecting 9 cents. That should be right around $80 million with the outstanding share count, right around 910 million. So these are the negatives we need to look at, guys. Student loans and mortgages are absolutely getting hammered. I mean, we're talking 50% decline. Just look right here on lending originations, guys. I mean, we have student loans right here down 54% and home loans down 58%. You can see personal loans are just carrying the workload right now. I mean, the originations on personal loans are just absolutely destroying student loans and home loans. But if we scroll down a little bit further, we can see that the products actually are increasing for everything. So that's pretty interesting. But, if we do get those student loans back in January, like you're seeing SoFi market on their homepage, I mean, this could be higher than personal loans, next year. And, that's going to be massive profitability jump for SoFi. And we're talking 2 months away. So that is not that far out. Deposits, another thing that people have been really interested in. We've got data from the CFO, CEO, 100 million per quarter growing deposits. That's pretty fast. I think I did hear even 150 million some weeks. So that's 1.2 billion in deposits for Q3. They finished 2.7 billion at the end of Q2, so that's going to be almost 4 billion in deposits, guys. That's going to be an A plus for just getting their bank charter very recently. I think Lending Club has had their bank charter for like a year and a half or something like that, or maybe even longer, and their deposits are right around the same range. So it's absolutely insane how fast SoFi is gaining deposits with their bank charter. I mean, this could be heading to $10 billion in a year and a half. I mean, that's very, very good. Galileo, 117 million accounts to NQ2. They've been in the 8 to 11 million range for a while now. I'm seeing plus 9 million accounts. That's going to bring them to 126 million. Q2, I give that like an A minus. So as you can see, here are the big negatives that SoFi needs to clean up, and that's going to be with personal loans and also Galileo, growing very fast. So these are the negatives to look out for. But maybe just because deposits are growing so fast, you're going to see that net interest income go up just like the other banks, and that's why the earnings whispers are seeing a nice EPS beat. All right, guys. Once again, we are less than one business day away from SoFi's earnings. They're going to be Tuesday pre-market. This is the first pre-market that they've ever done. I'm very excited. I'm going to be up early. I have no idea what time they're going to drop the earnings at, but maybe this is going to lower the manipulation on the stock. Trading after hours and stuff like that. I'm really thinking this is going to be a big earnings. Just because the bank charter is full go practically now. Galileo is expanding to B2B markets very fast. Businesses they're trying to acquire and get them onto their platform. I think we're gonna have a nice profitability beat there. I'm hoping that we see revenue blast through $100 million finally, guys. That will be absolutely insane, because if you put that in perspective of where they bought Galileo at, about 1.2 billion, 400 million in revenue, that's like 3 times sales. For a company growing 40 to 50%, that is awesome. So we need Galileo and personal loans to pick up the slack for mortgages and student loans that have completely dried up, especially with the rates rising for the mortgages and student loans. It's been like that for 2+ years. It's just a matter of time before everything falls into place, especially if the Fed, cuts these rate hikes back a little bit to a 50 maybe in December, 25 in January. Who knows? But we know that, it's been a while of pain inside of the market, almost a 40% correction on the NASDAQ. So be sure to smash the like button, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and stay confident, guys. I know it's been a painful year. We will get by this. You have to invest in companies with the right management that are able to navigate this very, very tough market, because a lot of companies, even the largest companies in the world, have failed. You're seeing companies like Meta and Amazon down 50 to 70%. So no one can hide. Of course, SoFi has not been able to hide, but we're getting some strong support at these levels. This could be a possible bottom, especially if we rip our earnings and we don't get as bad news for the Fed, in the next couple of months. So once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.